What's up guys, I'm going to be sharing with you Representative Jim Banks' perspective about $1,000 stimulus checks, as he's going to be saying, let's use this money to help our people right now. And then we're gonna dive into the details unfolding of why they might be needed more than ever. He thanked God for the junior senator from Kentucky who's holding up this monstrous spending bill $40 billion to send to Ukraine, which is more than we've given Israel in aid over the last 10 years combined. That $1,000 for every single American is the equivalent of $40 billion, and with what's going on in America right now, Jim Banks is rather helping Americans get back on their feet than sending money abroad with no strings attached to foreign countries. That's why this was an easy no vote for him earlier this week. Well, Jim Banks also has the situation with this COVID funding. We need money for vaccines, for boosters, for testing. We've been given a lot of money, but the money has been well spent. There's actually no point to most of these testing regimes as well that people are still slaves to in the United States. Jim Banks said, "We always have Democrats who like to spend money, but this takes it to a whole new level. But the fact of the matter is, America has been brought to its knees by the Biden economy. Inflation is out of control, gas prices are only getting worse, and it appears that the Democrats and far too many in the Biden White House and Congress are focused on what's going on abroad and not focused on what's going on at home. But that's where we have to turn our attention." So there you go. Do you agree with Representative Jim Banks that we should not be sending too much money out to other countries? And we should be focused on helping out domestically here in the United States and sending a stimulus check of $1,000 to help our people at this time? Just to clarify the math that he has might be a little bit wrong. $40 billion is not going to be enough to send out $1,000 checks. However, we are hearing that it might be needed, and very much so right now with everything going on, because things are not slowing down and it looks like they might actually be picking up and getting even worse. Take a look at some of the headlines coming out. Costs grow for Russia to free up Ukraine ports for grain exports as Ukraine supplies wheat and grain for about a tenth of the world. It's an almost broad-scale situation. Nearly 25 million tons of grain are stuck in Ukraine, and the UN says that it doesn't know when it can be accessed. And this is slowing down the supply chains. We are having issues. People can't get cereal, pasta breads, and they are saying the prices are gonna go up. But it's getting worse than we expected. The US and Europe race to improve their food supply chains after India bans wheat exports as they are concerned about the supply chain issues. And instead of sending out exports, they're going to be hoarding and storing up their own so that they can make sure that they have it, which is going to be making it worse for everybody else in the world. Russia driving food shortage means cereal and corn will start running out in 2023. So there might not be cereal, there might not be bread and pasta, and if there is, you're gonna expect the prices to be pretty high. Food costs are still on the rise with a year-over-year double-digit increase over 10%. This is all going to continue on, but we are hearing that war in Russia and Ukraine might come to an end by year's end. Right now, they are saying one of the things that makes Vladimir Putin so dangerous is he could be looking at his last days. Apparently, he has some sort of blood disease or cancer. He is shaking. That's why he's holding on to the table. And they are saying that he's willing to nuke everybody right now because he wants to get things done before he passes away. Major General Cairo follows Bodinot, 36 years old, believes that the tyrant's clamorous war in Ukraine will hit a breaking point in the summer and be over by the years. But he has just issued new threats of nuclear war, and they're saying again, they don't feel like these are necessarily empty threats, that they are dealing with somebody that has nothing left to lose. Sweden. Finland just announced that they will be applying for NATO to define Russia's threats of ending historical neutrality. Russia then threatens nukes to the United States, the United Kingdom, and Finland. If NATO expands, do not expand and allow them to be accepted in NATO. So many things are getting worse with the war. And it doesn't look like they are slowing down. Things are intensifying. There could be another huge wave that could overrun hospitals and cause even further supply chain issues and shut things down. It is likely going to be coming this winter if they do not supply more funding to help battle the pandemic. 7-day moving average is now up to 90,000 cases per day and is slowly starting to ramp up.